By Door Snacks, Swipe or No Swiping, and we will not swipe away any news or sports facts from y'all. Today we're going to start off with the Indianapolis Colts, finished 2-14 this past NFL season, have a dilemma on their hands with Peyton Manning, and they just fired their coach, Jim Caldwell. John, what do you think about that?
I think it's very interesting. I think it only means one of two things, that Peyton Manning's going to be let go or he's going to be traded. As you know, they have the first overall pick in the draft, so I think they're going to pick a quarterback. Personally, I think you should go with RG3 because I think he's a better fit, better quarterback to build around. However, I think they're going to go with Andrew Luck, who most experts think is the can't-miss pick. So Peyton Manning, I think the Colts should do the right thing and let him go, let him choose his next destination, because obviously he still has some years left to play if he chooses to do so. So I think it's going to be very interesting to look out for.
A place that Peyton Manning knows well, the AFC Championship game. He played in it 2 or 3 times. Got to Super Bowl twice. Won a Super Bowl against the Chicago Bears. AFC Championship game this season, though, Patriots and the Ravens. It's going to be an interesting game, man. I think that the Ravens have a really great defense. The problem is Joe Flacco. I mean, you never know what you could get out of him. And so, in my opinion, I'm going with the Patriots to win this game. You know, Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Wes Welker. I mean, they have it all on offense. I think it's going to be hard for anybody, including the Ravens, to stop.
I think the Ravens D is going to show up. I still think the Patriots are going to win, but I think it's going to be by a really close game, and I think you're not going to be able to blame Joe Flacco. I think he's a really good quarterback. As Terrell Suggs argued today on First Take, he has some very valid points about Joe Flacco and how he's been to the playoffs every year. He's been in the league. So I think he's a proven quarterback. I just think a lot of people don't give him his due. But I still think the Patriots are going to win this one in a close one.
Another quarterback who wasn't given any respect throughout his entire career and even throughout the season, Alex Smith, quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. They are in the NFC Championship game playing against Eli Manning, another quarterback, again, who has been disrespected. I think that the Giants have excelled so much this season. I mean, they were, 6-7 at a point. And then against my beloved Cowboys, they blocked the field goal, and that pretty much changed their whole season. So while the Giants have a great receiving core, and Eli Manning is one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the league this season, I'm about to go over San Francisco just on the fact that you saw what they did defensively against New Orleans, created 5 takeaways, and I think that they're gonna force a lot of Giants turnovers on Sunday.
I'm gonna go with the Giants on this one. I think it's going to be a very close game as well. But I think the Giants are just the better team overall. They have a better defense, in my opinion. A lot of people would argue with me on that, but I think they're playing really hot right now. I like their running game, and I like the way Eli Manning's playing right now. He's playing lights out. So, I mean, if the Giants get up early, I don't think the 49ers have the offense to play catch-up.
Okay, and y'all can check out our NFC and AFC Championship game previews that will be posted on our blog spot this weekend, so y'all check that out. Also, the NBA, man, it's pretty much getting into full swing right now. A lot of teams heading into those back-to-back stretches. What are your surprises so far this season?
I'm gonna have to go with Kobe Bryant and his play this year. I mean, of course, he came in with injuries and the marital problems and things like that. But like you mentioned earlier when we were talking about his 4 straight 40-point games, and he's literally carrying the team thus far. And he's increased the play of Andrew Bynum, who people really slept on this year and said had to prove himself. He's really playing well, so I think the Lakers.
My surprise this season would be the fact that LeBron has not overcome his clutch struggles. I mean, the Heat are one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the league. And I know it's not solely on LeBron, but when your team and your other superstar on the team, Dwayne Wade, makes those critical shots down the stretch, you're going to get the brunt of that. And it's probably because the media, they just kind of overblow the whole situation, but that's one of my other surprises this season, including as well the Philadelphia 76ers, who have started off a hot 11-2, dominating their opponents left and right, winning by like 15 points per game. So the Sixers have been hot as well.
Dwight Howard has come out this week and mentioned that he would he added the Clippers to his list of destinations. What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised by that, just because the hot start that they've got off to as well. But it's kind of there's no way that that can happen, because the Clippers have to either trade Chris Paul or Blake Griffin to Orlando for the Magic to even want to get that trade for their favor. So, I still think that, Dwight's gonna have to calm down on his trade request to the Clippers. But at the end of the day, though, you see that poster on the wall. That's gonna be the new landing spot for Dwight and Darren Williams. So y'all need to check up on that. Remember this video post. We said it here first. Dwight Howard and Darren Williams will be Mavericks.
Okay, and on to the MLB. Prince Fielder's still out there, as you all may know, and the Rangers are looking to sign him. And the Rangers today announced that they signed Yu Darvish to a 6-year, $60 million deal, or a 5-year deal with an option for 6. I think people need to calm down a little bit with this whole Yu Darvish thing, because the kid hasn't thrown one pitch to a major leaguer. And people are like, oh, he's gonna be the reason why we go back to the World Series. First of all, when have you ever seen him throw against a hitter like Albert Pujols or Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter? You don't see that. He's just like Daisuke and all the other players that come over here. The only really good one that came over from Japan was Ichiro, and he's a Hall of Famer, no questions. But everyone else was kind of decent. Matsui, decent. So, I think it's just... I don't think he's going to be bad. I just think we need to wait and see how he pitches in spring training and then go from there, instead of just saying, oh, he's going to be the savior of the season.
And even that, you've seen people like Daisuke, who had hot starts when they went to Boston. He had the first 2 good years there. But once the scouting reports go through, and once bullpen coaches, once they see you on a regular basis, it's going to be tough for pitchers to get an advantage. So I expect Yu Darvish to really come out of the gates strong, but after a while it's going to get to the point where these hitters are going to pick up on their tendencies, and the great hitters like Pujols, who's now in the AL West. Remember that he's an Angel now, so it's going to be tough for Yu Darvish to find those matchups later on in the season.
And we're not saying he's not going to be good. We're just saying to hold off and let his play speak for everything. So that's basically it on the Rangers, and that's basically it for Bloghoggers this episode. Also, check us out on The Nick Russo Show. He'll be posting on his page as well as on YouTube, so check it out as well.
All right, thanks to everybody. Remember, sponsored by Door Snacks. Get you some, and don't swipe bars, because we'll come get you. We'll find you.
See y'all next week, guys.